I don't understand why people can't get a babysitter if you know a year in advance.
Exactly.
It was a year in advance that I gave, 1 year, and then it was a fight. And I'm like, well, I'm not fighting. I'm just saying this is what my husband and I want. Either come or don't come. And I'd like you to be there. And if you can't come, there's a time and a place for the kids of a certain age. And if they can't come, they can't come.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that. And I just think sometimes we as parents need to understand that there's lots of time where it's about your own kids and your own family, which is 90% of the time.
Yeah.
And I think when it's somebody else's time, whether it's a wedding or a funeral or something special, that we need to respect the other person and understand it from their perspective.
Yeah, the couple doesn't get that time back. That's
So, and then it comes out like you're...
Welcome to Twin Talks. I'm Nadia.
And I'm Nikki.
And we were having a conversation about whether people should allow kids to be at weddings or not. And that's it seems to be a very contentious topic. So what is your standpoint, Nikki?
That's a tough one. It's a hard one because I guess it depends on the age of the kid, right? Like, are they going to remember this wedding? Because I view it as the wedding is the last kind of time to have as a couple that is about solely the couple.
Yes.
And so if the kid is, let's say, I'm just making up maybe 8 and up, where they'll actually remember this wedding, then I say if you have the finances, they're part of the family, they should be asked to come.
Yeah.
However, when you're under 8, under school age, let's say,
4,
6 and under, 7 and under, sometimes the behavior's not there, and sometimes they're not even going to remember it. So I don't feel like if the bride and the groom say, if the partners say no, then it's no, and you just get a babysitter.
Well, there's a lot of people that get upset because they say, well, I'm a single parent and I can't bring my kids and da-da-da-da-da-da. What do you say to that?
Well, I mean, with weddings, in most situations, you're giving months and months notice to plan, right? So you can't tell me that in this particular time, if you're not a member of the wedding party, why you can't get a babysitter for the night time, right?
Yeah.
Like, if they don't want at the service, wherever that is, whether it's in a church or outdoors or whatever, if the bride if the couple decides, you know what, we don't want small kids, then we have to follow that. I feel like you've got to go with the people who are getting married. They're the ones paying for it. Their families are paying for it. And so what they want goes.
So when I got married, I got into a lot of trouble from the family because I at the time we didn't have the money, and my husband's side is bigger than our side. We were tight on the funds, and we had to put a cutoff. So anybody that was like, we took everybody 10 and up, and anybody lower, we couldn't afford it. And so people were saying, well, I have a newborn. I said, it's not going to work because it's our day. I know I'm going to get crap for it, but it was our day. And I've been to many weddings where the kid's crying throughout the whole part of the wedding, where it's the most important, when the bride and groom are saying their vows. And I feel that that's a time for the couple, the only time that they're going to have left. So I don't feel that it's the right time to bring a newborn or anybody that is not properly trained. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
And I got into a lot of trouble from my own family because I said we did not have the money. We did not have the space or the money to have the extra kids. And that was that. And so there was a lot of upset people, but we had to sort of live with it. And I still stand to this day that if we had the money, they'd be able to come. But I think that when people are getting married, you need to respect the wishes of the bride and groom because it really is their day. Last time to really have a hurrah before they have kids of their own,
If they
and
choose to
if
have
they
kids.
choose or if they want. And I think that sometimes if the kid is not properly behaved, they can totally destroy the moment. And
Yeah.
that's what I was trying to err away from. So
And it's your choice,
Yes.
whatever it is. In your case, like it's people's choice. If people don't care, and the bride and the couple, they decide that they don't care, then they don't care.
We
and
care, though.
you bring your newborns, you bring your toddlers, and if they don't care, they don't care. But if they do care, I think it's important, if you're friends or family, just to respect the call and arrange accordingly. And that's the way I see it.
yeah.
There were times where I've been invited to people's wedding and I had small kids, and I chose, okay, you know what? They can't come to this, so I got a babysitter.
I don't understand what the fuss is, though. I don't understand why people can't get a babysitter if you know a year in advance.
Exactly.
It was a year in advance that I gave, 1 year, and then it was a fight. And I'm like, well, I'm not fighting. I'm just saying this is what my husband and I want. Either come or don't come. And I'd like you to be there. And if you can't come, there's a time and a place for the kids of a certain age. And if they can't come, they can't come. And
I
that's
agree
it.
with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that. And I just think sometimes we as parents need to understand that there's lots of time where it's about your own kids and your own family,
Yeah.
which is 90% of the time.
Yeah.
And I think when it's somebody else's time, whether it's a wedding or a funeral or something special, that we need to respect the
Yes.
other person and understand it from their
Yeah,
perspective.
the couple doesn't get that time back. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, so that was easy. You didn't flip flop on that.
Well, if you liked us, what do we do?
You like us on
Such a smart ass.
YouTube,
Almighty, I have to live with her for all this long.
YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. Until next time,
See you next time on Twin Talk. Smart ass.